Hello friends, in this new video about the new options that we have from the latest version of RecMin Professional, let's talk about the georeferencing of 3D images. The important part of this new tool is that any images you can put anywhere in the 3D space simply by giving it 2 points or 3 points. So let's see this example where let's try to put an image. In this case it is an image, implant, an orthophoto that does not come georeferenced, in which we have to search that there are objects or exist something that we can use to reference it in both parts in the image and in the geometry that we have open. Right, we are seeing that there are some constructions, some houses in 2 places of the image, and we have also those limits drawings in the geometry. We can use that to georeferences, as we see. When we click the image we get the part of georeferencing. If we say that it is flat X and Y as we see in this case, well, we have to give you 2 points in which we mark pixel. We say pixel in the image in the SS, the one would be the another house on the opposite side, and we say which is also in the corresponding coordinate in the geometry, where we place in the corner as we see it has already placed it in its place lap to give to the other to climb it. Then we do the same with another point. We tell the second pixel that part of the geometry corresponds by this corner, as we see already placed it in its place, where we have located, at this level, a intermediate dimension of the container box. We took it down, giving it the elevation of the first point that it rarely allows to modify it. Now we go down a little more, in order to see the geometry over good as we see is perfectly located houses. The houses, the roads and all that. Then this is the way to georeference an image. Implants without having. What do? Georeferencing outside the program, as what could be done previously? No. If a get-if comes or an image comes, or a georeferenced orthophoto, the program is going to place it in its corresponding points, that is, only those images are georeferenced that are already with this georeferencing format included. Well, we have joined all the lines on the surface, we have triangulated it, and we're going to upload that orthophoto to the surface, projecting it to be the texture of the triangulation and the surface with one representation of from the very good photo, which is enough to finish the jobs that we usually do mining and geology. Right, when we georeference we have the options to tell you what's parallel to the XY plane or implant parallel to the ZY plane or parallel to the ZX plane, be the 3 main planes. We can also tell you that it is vertical. Many sections are vertical. Vertical oblique, I mean not vertical. Parallel to one of the main planes, and also that it be free, that is, can be anywhere in the space. In the latter case it's when we will have to give him 3 points. With 3 points we are giving you a plan and we are saying where in the space is. Well, in this case we are going to make another example, but it's going to be in parallel to the ZX plane. We have there as a geometry, we have a section that we have already opened, in this section is stored in UTM coordinates, is made with east-west sections. We have in the section marked in which coordinate north is, and we have a mesh of lines that mark us corresponding coordinates to be able place it in these conditions. Then simply put the georeferencing that is in the plane XZ, parallel plane XZ, we give you a pixel point, and in this case, as we have the coordinates that are placed in the flat, then we type directly. It's another option different from the previous one where we click geometry, that is, way of seeing coordinates can be creating them or clicking geometry that lets of it so that it takes the colors from there. The same now we take that other point. We read their coordinates, we click where the two lines are crossed to. Tell you what pixel is. And type the coordinates corresponding, in this case of ZX. No. East coordinate that is the same, right? Well, we'll have it, we tell you. Show us what we had and we already have it located correctly. What happens that you do not? We have placed on your site respect to the north. We read there in which north coordinate this, if we type it in the corresponding place, in point 1, which is where we can put the north coordinate to place it in your site and it would be finished. Is already placed. We can see what corresponds, more or less with the success section in its day. Let's put to do in the model, it makes it a bit transparent so that it see what's up. And we are going to include some more line. Some plain, one more image of sections. We can reference them like that, but a lot more comfortable is that we click on the geometry to see the coordinates and not have to type. Let's do the same now with the second image. We say it is plane parallel to ZX plane and we're going to type the pixels, but before us, when we make the sections and if it does it in an orderly manner and systematic, when sections are made, we always have a longitudinal line that marks us the length of this zone that we are going to cut with sections, and then we are going to make sections every so many meters. They do not have to be all to the same distance, but they will be located in the center of sections in a right place, right? Exactly better than if we have already bothered to draw a line that is at a certain rate from going from one point to another point, that he had, for example, 200 meters to the left in the center section of longitudinal distance of 200 towards the right, which is the case that I'm marking here. It could be at the 400 level or 500. I have a line that are these yellow lines and I already drew, I prepared and placed that are easy to draw on any system, either in the RecMin Free or in the RecMin Pro, and we know that the extremes of that line correspond to those 2 points that I mark now in the plane. The advantage that has also additional is that he is going to point at him the corresponding north. In this case, I have invisible position the image because I stay there in the middle, covering the line, and to mark the second point because I put it invisible. I see it now visible and we have it placed in its place. Now let's put a third line. I'm putting quick mode so you do not make the presentation boring, and it's what? Same, it is simply to give you 2 points in the image corresponds to those 2 points of the line that we have already drawn, and to see the line well, I put it a little aside so that it looks a little better, because in the end the advantage who has a 3D look for the best view to give coordinates as it is in this case, well, they are already located 3 and what? We can see already how it corresponds. The geometry that we had already drawn in with this model of this project that has earned us example, right? We are going to open the post so you can see how it is integration. Of course, much more sections in there are posts and between sections. Enter these sections. There are some more in the probes. As you know, the sections, the probes, they are not exactly in that flat, right? They are a few meters away, a few meters more here, but our section in plane to interpret it and to draw it are projected. That's why that probes, well, it's a little bit further, a little bit more here. As we see the quality of the render in professional RecMin, it's very good, right? We see there some poles, those that are close, are projected and good. Let's see some more case of georeferencing. As we said, we can select that is parallel to one of the 3 main planes, that is in free form, that is to say in any flat, giving you 3 points that you do not. It's the usual thing, but it would be good Likewise, we puncture 3 points and we give the coordinates as those 3 points, or we click on the geometry to give the coordinates, but here they are very typical. Yes, it is also when they are sections vertical, but they are not parallel to one of the main planes. Let's use, for example, this other project. We see in yellow lines the longitudinal axis in 3 sections. There in the longitudinal we have many selections, but I have taken 3 and we have done the same. We have defined a line at a height of 600, I think, in this case, and 3 lines wide. It seems that it was, as I mentioned before, it's the same for this case, 200 meters to the left and 200 meters towards the right of axis to the level. Some lines, yellows, that will be worth to us for place these sections, are sections. Once it's marked to that, it's much easier to place it, right? Let's do the same. Let's mark in the window georeferencing that is about a vertical plane, and as we have commented, is no longer a plane parallel to xy, nor z, nor xz. Vertical, we mark the pixels. You can usually mark a pixel and its coordinate. I'm going to mark the pixels first. I frame the 2 pixels first and then from the coordinates. So now I give coordinates to one, telling him it's the yellow line on the left, the others on the right. We see that he already placed it. What he did was move it, rotate it, and scale it. We are not in a very position vertical, but it is not parallel to any plane. Main, we can then section, we only puncture there if he took the coordinates correctly, but if we see that it was good, we can give it again. We see that it did not look so good. The pixel that should have marked well, we click again on the line. And well, I put it perfectly. Do not. We have placed 2 others, so as not to lose time. We already have 3, and this would be another easy example of a typical. What can happen in these projects? I'm adding the level lines with surface triangulation and with the orthophoto and with the model that was used. We use it also to see examples in some video. Let's take advantage this example to show any of the important options also RecMin has, which is to be able to project several images on the same triangulation. For example, let's open an image in this case, an image out there that I have of anomalies of any project. I'm just putting like example. When you open an image that is not georeferenced, put you in the center of the container box of what you have open. He placed it in the center because it was not georeferenced. Then I move upwards so that, see, well, in that image we are going to place in its place, we have to have points and coordinates known in that image to do the georeferencing that we already saw would be in plant in this case. I will not waste time doing that, but yes, I will show you how you see this orography. It's pretty soft, you can barely see the mountains. It's very flat, right? If we want to see it, emphasize it to the level, because we can scale it. Scale the level lines multiplying by 3 or by 4. I do the same with the triangulation, and as we see now, it looks with stronger in relief. No, I've multiplied the z for a number, and I'm going to upload that image that I want place in its place. I have not changed the x and y georeferencing. I'm going to assume that its position is that. I'm not going to georeference because it is an example. What I want to see is that I can now project it on a triangulation that already has an image of texture. It was the orthophoto, right? I let her project it on that triangulation, and I have it in place. You see the other one and replace a rightful place, and we can do so with all the images that we want. Add new information. I hope that you have liked this video and even the next.